Hey there, it's Rachel from All About the House. So if you're into brush lettering or hand lettering, calligraphy, whatever you want to call it, and you're trying to find some practice worksheets and you're just not finding ones that suit the style of the letters that you want to write, but you are finding pretty fonts online and you want to turn it into your own hand lettering practice worksheet, then that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. So I use Windows on my computer, hence why I have Microsoft Word open. If you have a MacBook, I believe you'll be able to do the same thing in Apple Pages. All you need to do is go online and find a nice font that you want to use. So for me, it was called Laughing Smiling Font. Trust me, there are like hundreds, if not thousands, of different fonts to choose from. You just find it and then download it onto your computer. I do have a tutorial on how to do that if you're not sure, and I'll include the link in the description box below. So open up Word to a new blank document, choose the font that you would like, and then let's increase the font size so we can see what we're doing. You can always increase it again later on, but for now we'll just go with 30. So then you want to start typing the alphabet. So I personally prefer to do hand lettering in lowercase letters, but you can do two versions. You can do a lowercase and an uppercase. So you want to just type out the alphabet and make sure that you leave a space in between each of the letters, unless you want to practice joining the letters, and that way you can keep this underneath your notepad and then trace over it to get like muscle memory on how to write those letters. Now you may not like all of the letters in the alphabet how they're written, so for me I don't like that P, it looks a bit crap in my opinion, so I would never use that P. So if you wanted to create your own like unique font of how you're going to write the words, just left click and drag and then change that to a different font. So I have tons of fonts downloaded onto my computer. Laughing Smiling is my favorite for hand lettering, which I've been using to like train myself to write in that way. Another one that you could use is Abbeyline, if my computer is ever going to load, and then see how that P looks different. So you can make your own font like template, I guess, that way of what you're going to do. Anyway, for now, we'll just leave it all as the same one. And again, with the Z, I would never write a Z like that because it doesn't have where it comes in. So you can just change the letters to whatever fonts that you like. Some of my favorite places for fonts are Duffont, Font Zone, and Font Squirrel. There are plenty of free fonts available as well. You don't have to go and buy them if you don't want to, because obviously if you're watching this video, you don't want to pay for hand lettering practice worksheets that other people have made. So there's tons of free ones to choose from. So press Control A on your keyboard and that will highlight all of your text, and then you want to increase the size of your letters to fill out an entire page. So it's up to you how big or small you want to make them, depending on what you normally do with your hand lettering. I normally do them with planning, like writing lists, just to make them look a bit more interesting than just in normal text. So I don't want to make it too big. I'm going to go, to be honest, I would probably do actually smaller than that and fit both uppercase and lowercase on the same page, but just to make this one a bit easier to see, we'll make it fit the whole page. So again, you can keep increasing the size if you want to really maximize the space. If you found that it's just gone to the next page again, you can decrease your margins. So if you're creating like wall art where your text is going to be bigger, you can just write the word in here, print it out, and then just trace over it, and it will look really nice, and no one will ever have to know that you actually cheated and didn't do that like by freehand, that you just traced it. So if you go to page layout and then go to margins and then go to custom, I usually set it to 1.5 for all sides of the page. That's 1.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to paste that into each of the boxes. Centimeters, let's see. Cool, and then hit OK, and then you can fit more letters on the sheet that way. I wouldn't recommend going any smaller than 1.5, as some printers can be a bit touchy and cut off stuff on the side of the page. So now you can print that out, place that underneath your notepad, your piece of paper, and then just trace over the letters. The good thing about making your own one is that you can tweak it as much as you like. Again, like I said before, with changing one of the letters to be different fonts, with the sizing, etc. You can make a whole bunch of these with different types of brush lettering fonts. So if you wanted to change it, just press Control A to highlight everything, Control C to make a copy, move that down to the next page and paste it, and then you can just highlight those ones and change it to a different font if you wanted to experiment while you're still finding your brush lettering style. And again, just reduce it down so it fits on the page. The other thing that I like to do so I can keep track of what fonts that I'm using is to actually write the font on the page before printing. You can do it after printing, but if you've done a whole lot of them and you've gone a little overboard like I did, and you have like 20 different font styles, it's best to just do it on the computer before you print it. So that was the Abbeyline font, and then I can just reduce that down so that it fits on the page. If you wanted to do uppercase, you don't have to keep typing out the letters again. Just left click and drag to highlight them. Hit this button here and choose uppercase, and it will make them all in big print for you. And then again, just reduce down the font size so that they all fit on the one page. So as for the paper that I use the Rhodia notepad. It's available at Officeworks if you live in Australia like I do. I haven't seen it anywhere else. If other people have brush lettering paper that they use, feel free to comment below. That's just the one that I found is the most affordable and relatively readily available. It comes in a large size and a small size notepad as well, which is good. As for the pens that I use, I really like the Tombow dual pens in the bright. It comes in a pack and those colours are so nice. The other ones that I like are the Marby Lee Plume, and then also some that I found cheap at Daisho, however it's pronounced. There's a pack of 3 for only $2.80, so if you're buying brush pens, oh my god, that is so cheap. It's like $1 per pen, that's crazy cheap. The other one that I use, I'll just check my stash one sec. That's right, the Faber-Castell is also a good one. And the ones that I couldn't remember the name of is called Montmartre, and I found that at a cheap shop, and they're only like $8 for a pack of 10, and they're actually really good as well. So those are my favourite brush lettering pens. I'll include all those below in the list if you can't remember which ones I went through. So they'll be in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I also have some free hand lettering worksheets if you prefer lined writing space, and the link will be below as well.